Welcome to... No, that's not how this goes. First, I'd like to do an extra special thank you to Scotty. Thank you, Scotty, because without you, this next segment of the video would not be possible. Scotty bought me this lovely 3.5 quart fondue pot in which I am going to, demonstrate how to make a delicious recipe with. Now let's take a look at what we have to work with here. First of all, serves up 8 people. Fairly good size to it. Oh yes. We'll put this together a little bit later, and we'll do that as a separate portion. Thank you, Scotty. That's amazing. What did you get in return? 1, you're getting this video. You're going to be getting a delicious recipe on how to make your own fondue. Secondly, you've got Batman 3, buddy. That's the pride and joy of the videos that are available at this time. You've got it, and I hope you enjoyed it. Next up, let's start cooking after I assemble this thing. So, let's get cooking. As usual, first things first when you're going to be handling food, wash your hands. So, turn on water, gonna grab our soap, rub it all in. One hand washes the other, everyone. Rinse really well because you don't want to get any soapy taste on your dessert. Because right now, we're about to make a fondue. Now, for the fondue, it's actually a very, very simple thing. You turn on the heat on your fondue pot. You grab your semi-sweet chocolate. If I had sweet, I would have gotten it, but well, I found it was semi-sweet. You open this up. Here's your chocolate. It's a really big fondue pot. Put it in. Next one. Put it in. And that's it. Now you wait for it to melt. Okay, so I'm just kidding around. It wouldn't be me if I wasn't putting out my own recipe out there. So, I did a little bit of trial and error, and I have found the perfect recipe for you. Start off with the easiest part. Yeah, tablespoon of butter. Margarine, cooking butter, artificial, I don't care. Put some butter in the pot, okay? There, you're done with your butter. Now this can be used for our stirring of everything that's going on here. Ooh, that's hot, that's already sizzling. That's a very effective pot. Let's turn it down to warm because this is actually gonna take me quite some time to get to everything. Now the measurements that we're gonna use, 1 part cocoa, 1 part cream, 3 parts sugar. So, let's start off with the cocoa. You know what, we can use this spoon. That's fine by me. I'm not a very picky guy. So we're gonna take 1/2 cup of cocoa. There we go. There we go. Don't pack it down in this case. We just want 1/2 cup, roughly. There we go. We're now done with the cocoa. Next is we're going to go with 1.5 cups of sugar. These measurements have been made so that it's not too sweet, not too runny, etc. So there's 1/3 of the sugar that we're going to need. Let us measure this out again. Two-thirds of the sugar we need, which also happens to be 2.5 cups. Now, this is a lot of dry ingredients so far, so it's time to get something wet into the pot. And that is going to be our 1/2 cream. That means it's 10%. If I could find heavy cream, I would have used that instead, but we're gonna go with this. It's gonna be just fine. half a cup of cream. This is going to be able to serve a lot of people. There we go. We're pretty happy with that now. So, everything that we add from this point onward is extra. Simply extra. So here are your options for your extras. First, almonds. Now remember that you are making a dip. So whatever you're dipping in there, the almonds have to stick to, which means you're going to have to get them really tiny. There we go, just rip that open with your teeth. Your hands are clean, so it's okay. Now these are whole almonds, and if you try to bat them with a hammer, they're just going to go flying everywhere. So what I've taken is a wooden spoon here. I'm just going to take a few almonds at a time. I'm going to put the spoon down like this. It's working pretty well, actually. If any almonds run away, you just let them go. You don't need to chase after those almonds. So, any almonds that are not on your cutting board, they're done for. We don't take them. There we go. We got some crushed almonds. We'll just sweep these gently into our fondue. There we go. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Okay. The next optional ingredient is going to be peanut butter. I would recommend if you're going to do peanut butter, don't overdo it. Maybe a tablespoon or so. That's all I'm gonna put in that. Boom. Tablespoon of peanut butter. Now that we have all of our wet ingredients in here, we can go ahead and we can turn up the temperature just a little bit. It was sizzling before, but that's okay by me. There we go. Next, we need something to dip into our completed fondue. So what we're going to do is we're going to prepare a plate. This is a completely separate process. We don't want any of this stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disappear. And when I come back, this mess is going to be cleaned up and we'll start with phase 2. Well, a general cleanup has been completed and all of our ingredients are now in liquidy form. The little chunkiness that you see in there just means that it could be a little bit hotter. It's also the almonds. So we'll just let that sit there because now it's time to prepare your dippings. So your dipping ideas can be fairly unlimited. You can dip just about anything you want, but let's try to keep it healthy for a little while, okay? First thing that we're going to do is a banana. And everything that you're setting up to be dipped here is going to be plated really nicely because you're always thinking about your guests. There we go, some banana slices are coming up here. Now yes, I realize that you could so easily just tear a banana to pieces, but at the same time, there's nothing quite like those nice little slices. So let's do some proper plating. Remember, you never do proper plating if you're preparing yourself a snack. But if you're preparing a snack for someone else, they should be enjoying the fact that you've really put some effort into everything. There we go. You know what, let's do one more banana. Because bananas are tasty. Now you might notice that these bananas are black. I don't know what's wrong with people. This is when they're ripe. This is when they taste the best. You only have a small window of hope in which to eat your bananas at this point. But if you get them just right, like today, you are sure to please most people. There we go. Oh, and judging from what I'm seeing at the corner of my eye, you're also sure to please most animals as well. There we go. Next up, why not? Let's go with an apple. No need to be really crazy about this. This isn't an apple pie. You take your apple, quarter it. There's some apple slices. Remember, it only has to look fancy. It doesn't have to be fancy. These are nice little hints. Take your apple slices, you put them there. Put them there. Take off your apple stickers. Just like that. Nobody wants to bite into an apple sticker, so do be careful. I suppose if you wanted to, if you had younger people there or people with smaller mouths, you could cut the apple in half again and you'll have a bunch of smaller pieces. There we go, that's a nice plating. What else do we have? Well, you can take things that don't normally taste good and make them taste better. Here's a coffee crisp. Coffee crisps are awful candies that you'll get a lot of when you're trick-or-treating, but we'll see if we can make it better. We'll just put that on the plate. This year we have a Rice Krispie Square. Sure is fun for dipping. Finish off with that apple. We now have a plate of dippables. Now, are we done? No, not quite. Because we're going to turn this into a BAM in your face. The best way to do that is going to be take a little bit of vanilla right at the end. You don't want people to smell it. If you put this in at the start, everyone's going to smell it and you ruin the surprise. So you wait until the end to put your vanilla. And nutmeg, very powerful, a pinch. Literally, a pinch. Just like that. Okay? Oh yes. Give it a good stir. There we go. Everyone's getting eager to eat this by the sounds of it. You're going to take your fork. Now your forks hopefully are color coded so that you're not cross-contaminating germs. You're just going to take this, you're going to stab something. You always want to taste. Let your guests think that they're the first ones to eat it, but really, you've tasted it. You've tasted it in the kitchen. Come here. Don't you be a super soft, ripe banana. I've lost my banana. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab another piece of banana, and we'll just go like that. There we go. And we'll give it a little blow. Wow. Let's try some of the apple. My God. How about the Rice Krispie Square? Wow. All right, coffee crisp. Well, you can't fix everything, but it does taste better. So, remember to serve your guests fast, because if you don't, you're going to end up eating the whole thing to yourself. It really is a delicious meal. I'll see you next time on Cooking with Batman.